Okay, perfect. So again, thanks for being flexible, everyone. Let's just start today. It's rainy outside. It's a Friday. It's the end of a week. It's the beginning of a weekend. Just take those first few moments here and just start to settle into our space. So, what does that mean? Can we think about just tracing our breath, finding our breath right away? How does it feel? Maybe things are feeling a little tight in the chest. How can you push past that? How can you start to breathe down into the belly space? Really just gently at first, just seeing how things feel. Remembering quickly that the breath is the only automatic system that we have that we can manipulate, that we can control. It's a wonderful fact to go back to. So using our breath, tapping in can tell us not only how we're feeling, but we can then use that understanding to manipulate the breath and help either prolong that state of calm, or maybe if you're in a state of panic or a state of anxiety, to change that state. So now as you're here drawing attention to your breath, let's take a moment here to learn from it. Let's see how we're feeling. Just going on a little journey this morning. Let's take a moment. How did everyone wake up? Still quite early. So how did your day start today? Maybe your alarm went off, you overslept, you were in a panic, maybe you snoozed a little bit, you started to get out of bed, maybe you noticed the rain. How did that impact your mood? You then continued throughout your day, your morning rituals, beginning to get ready for class, coming here. What was your headspace like? Maybe you were hurried, maybe you were planning for the rest of the day, maybe you were just focused on this moment. Then those moments as you prepare for class, you put on your yoga clothes. Then you started to get ready for your journey here, maybe getting in the car. What was the journey over like? I know there's some rain, but maybe you were listening to music, maybe it was silent. Now think about parking, those last final moments, getting out of the car, heading to the desk, heading into the room. And then now just checking in where we are. Again, what is that deeper emotional state that you're bringing into this room today? And now just tap in. Is this the state you would like to carry with you through the rest of the day? If it is, wonderful. We'll use this practice to support that. But maybe it's a state you want to work to change. And if so, just be mindful. How can we start to use this time together to practice habits, to gain knowledge about ourselves for the rest of our day? Now let's start to use that breath. Let's start to deepen the inhales. And as you deepen, I want you to expand your belly, fill it out like a balloon, expanding the rib cage, filling through the upper chest. And then as you exhale, just release that, beginning with the chest, contracting the rib cage together, drawing the belly button towards the spine. With your next inhale, fill the belly. Can you think about rising a little bit higher, maybe pressing down into your feet, into your shins to maybe lift up a bit, just see how that feels. Engaging through the lower belly, lifting high through the crown of the head. Think about that crown chakra as if there's a string pulling you up. And then as you exhale, think about just releasing down. So releasing any of that tension in the sit bones, in the feet, letting go of anything not serving you, releasing it into the mat. With each inhale, getting a little bit taller, making your inhales a little bit bigger. And with your next exhale, releasing through, sinking back down. Your next inhale, let's sweep our hands up overhead, reaching high towards the sky. As you exhale, bend the elbows, grab opposite hand to opposite elbow. Now as you inhale, can you reach up and out of your shoulders? Exhale, bend over towards the left. So start to find that side bend. Now notice you're sitting on a block, your balance may be off a little bit. Ground down through your sit bones. Keep that nice sturdy root. Staying in this side bend as you inhale, can you reach up and out of your shoulders? As you exhale, can you sink just a little bit deeper? Again, being aware of that contact with the root chakra, with the block. One more breath here. Inhale, reaching out of the shoulders. Exhaling, sinking the deepest you have yet. Maybe sending the gaze high, rotating that top shoulder back to open up through the heart space. Now, as you inhale, slowly come back up to center, and let's shift over to the other side. As you exhale, side bend to the right. Now, ground down through those sit bones. Settle into a balance that works for you. And then when you're here and feeling comfortable, let's take it a bit deeper. As you inhale, reach up and out of the shoulders. As you exhale, can you sink just a little bit deeper? Using that breath, nice strong belly. One more inhale here. One more exhale, drawing that top shoulder back, sending the gaze high, opening through the chest space. As you inhale, come back up to center. Release the hands, reach up high to the sky again. And as you exhale, bring your hands in front of you, just like a zombie here for a moment. And now just start to rotate through the wrists. So moving in both directions, finding that forearm rotation. Seeing how far you can go in each way. And now coming back to center, let's just roll through the wrists a little bit, maybe grabbing through the fingers, drawing the fingers back towards the face. We're going to get into all the deep layers of our muscle and our tissue today, just waking everything up. As you exhale, slowly release the hands down. Remove the block, set it just off to the side. Come down onto your seat and we'll meet on our backs for a moment. So again, just being nice and slow and gentle this morning. Just taking note of where we are, the rain. As you inhale, stretch everything long. This good morning stretch, your fingertips up overhead, reaching towards the back of the room, pointing your toes towards me, letting the spine lift up and off the mat. Now, as you exhale, let's draw everything in. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Find a little hug with the hands. One more time. As you inhale, send everything long. Think about making that length through your spine. Get as tall as you can. And as you exhale, let's draw it in. Hug everything nice and close. Keep your knees bent. Slowly let your feet drop down onto the mat, bringing the soles of the feet onto the mat, heels close to your glutes. Keep the left foot grounded down as you inhale. Can you kick the right foot high to the sky? Think about stamping the heel towards the ceiling. Staying here just for a moment, can you think about stacking your heel over your hip? Allow that to really ground your right hip into the mat. Now, option to find a light grip behind the right thigh and just start to draw the right leg in just a little bit here. Nothing too deep now, just waking up the back line of the leg. Option to roll through the ankle now, just like we did with the wrists, going in both directions, flexing and bending through the toes. As you inhale, can you kick up towards the sky, straightening through the right leg? Exhale, bend the right knee, supine figure 4. Bring the right ankle over the left knee and let the right knee push towards my voice, towards the front of the room. Option to stay here with the left foot on the mat, or to take this deeper, you can find a light grip behind the left leg. Start to draw the left leg in towards the chest. Now, if you're on this deeper level, be aware of the ankles, maybe flexing through both, drawing the toes towards you. In this pose, can you inhale, fill up the belly? As you exhale, use that space, draw the left leg a little bit closer to you, deepening the stretch. One more big inhale. As you exhale, slowly release, let it go. Let the left foot come down to the mat. Inhale the right foot high one more time, and then exhale, bend the right knee. Let's bring both feet down to the mat, and let's just let the knees fall side to side in this windshield wiper motion. Let's start to open up through the hips. Let the lower back come off the mat. And just take note if you're holding any tension in your face or your neck, let it go. Let the knees come back to center, ground down through your feet. And this time, press down through the right foot as you inhale, kick the left foot up towards the sky. Now just taking a moment here at first, how's this left leg feeling this morning? Then maybe rolling through the ankle, finding that light grip behind the left leg. Nothing too intensive now, but just waking everything up. If your ankle's going one direction, go the other. Make sure you rotate both ways. And then release the grip as you inhale, kick the left foot as high as you can towards the sky. Exhale, bend the left knee, bring the left ankle over the right knee. Supine figure 4. Option to stay here, but press the left knee towards my voice, active through that left hip, or find a light grip behind the right leg, slowly drawing the right leg in. Rolling through, or pointing through the toes, drawing the big toes towards the forehead. Inhale, fill up the belly, and as you exhale, use that room to draw the right leg a little bit deeper in. Draw your attention to where you're feeling this in the left side. Can you make it just ever slightly more intensive just for a moment? Big inhale. And now as you exhale, release the right foot down to the mat. Let the foot come fully down. Inhale the left foot high to the sky once again, and then exhale, bend that left knee, foot down to the mat. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees fall out wide here for Supta Baddha Konasana, just opening up through the hips. Option to keep your hands supporting next to the knees if you need, but again, just feeling that release. Now, as you open through the hips, can you press the lower back into the mat, creating that beautiful connection through the earth? When our lower back is connected to the mat, it does two things. It helps us engage our abs, creating a nice strong core to support the spine. It also provides us with a safety connection. That's why in Happy Baby, when you roll the lower back on the mat, it sends signals to the brain that we're safe. So can you press down, lower back into the mat now? Maybe bring your hands to your knees to close the knees, bringing them back to center. Inhale both legs up high to the sky. Just let the heels hang out over the hips here for a moment. Find a light grip behind the left leg, and as you do so, let the right leg slowly fall down towards the mat, moving with control for 3, for 2, for 1. Gently tap the right heel and then start to lift the right leg slowly with control for 3, for 2, for 1. Switch it out. Find that light grip behind the right leg. Now slowly let the left leg fall. Taking a few moments here just to transfer the energy to the other side slowly for 3, for 2, for 1. Light tap. Let's start to raise the left leg with control, slowly methodical for 3, for 2, for 1. One more on each side. You can find a grip behind the left leg or maybe no grip at all as you slowly lower the right with control for 3, for 2, for 1. Gentle tap with the right heel as you inhale, lift the right leg for a count of 3, 2, and 1. Switch it out, other side, either letting the right leg hang on its own or finding that light grip. Left leg lowers for 3, for 2, for 1. Inhale, lift that left leg with control. Press the lower back down for 3, for 2, and 1. Exhale, let the knees come in. Find yourself in that ball one more time. Now rock side to side. Let yourself kind of start to fall. Hit that point where you might lose your balance. Just play around. See where you are today. Get to know your body and use that core. Now, instead of moving side to side, let's have those rolls go front and back up the length of our mat, massaging through the spine a few times and then coming back into a seated position. Meeting me in an easy pose here on your mat. Gaze soft, hands on the knees. Now here, let's just move through the head and neck, shoulders a little bit. As you inhale, can you drop the chin down towards the chest? Stay here for a second. Just let the head hang heavy. With the chin close to the chest, can you draw the shoulder blades back? Think about a nice open chest. And then draw the chin towards the heart, feeling this in the back line of the neck space. As you inhale, can you lift your gaze, tracing your chin up towards the ceiling, sending the gaze towards the back of the room, opening through the throat. Continuing to draw the shoulders back, that nice proud chest, but now you have that open throat space. Big inhale here. As you exhale, draw the chin down, moving slowly. Remembering when we move quickly, we tend to miss things. So by moving slowly, how can we take note of every little moment along the journey? Inhale, send the chin back, send the gaze high, tracing the gaze all the way to the back of the room. And then on your next breath, bringing the head to center. Now slowly, let's start to rock the head side to side. First to the left, dropping the left ear over towards the left shoulder. Now, once again, can you keep the sit bones grounded? Nice, proud chest. The bend is through the neck. As you inhale, let's go to the other side, bringing the right ear over towards the right shoulder. Keeping the foundation strong, the core engaged, but just moving through the neck. One more time to the other side. As you inhale, come back to center, using the breath to slowly rotate over to the left. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, drop the ear over towards the right. Now just let the head fall. Find some big neck circles. Just letting everything just hang heavy and naturally. Releasing any thought, but just being very present here in the body now. First going one way. Always going first in the way that feels most intuitive. And now let's switch it up. Go the other way. Notice those first few seconds when you change a direction. It takes your body, your mind a moment to adjust, and then you fall right back into the rhythm. So you inhale, come back to center. Let's still the head and neck and now create these greater hip circles. So again, starting to move in one direction, making these hip circles small at first. So a movement that may seem simple that we do all the time, but how can you be so present, so locked in? You ground the hip bones down and then maybe start to make the circles a little bit bigger, expanding your energy out, sharing it with the room, with the community. What is it that you would like to share, to give away? Channel that, harness that as you make these circles even bigger, maybe testing the balance a bit. And then pausing, can you go the other way, starting with those big circles? Now we're drawing the energy in. What is it that you would like to collect? What is it that you want to bring inward? Starting the circles big, then maybe starting to get a little bit smaller. Think about taking it and bringing it closer into you as if a dodgeball pole with a rope. Can you come and bring it in closer? Now making the circles quite small, just little rotations in the belly. Beautiful. Coming back to stillness, let's inhale, sweep the hands up overhead once again, reaching up and out of the fingers. We'll find a side bend to the left again. This time bringing the left hand down. Can you make this a little bit deeper? Ground down and through that palm. Use that to support, to lift you up and then over. Grounding the sit bones into the mat. As you inhale, can you send your gaze up over the top elbow? Draw the top shoulder back, opening through the chest. Hips square towards me. As you inhale, can you reach through the fingers? Exhale, option is think a little bit lower, maybe coming onto the forearm, just testing where you're at today. And then slowly rise, coming back to center, inhaling both hands up overhead. Let's switch it out as we exhale, fall to the other side, over to the right. So again, using that hand on the mat to support you, lean into it, use that weight to intensify the stretch. Sending the gaze high, can you draw the top shoulder back, opening through the chest? Staying here, can you make it a bit deeper? Inhale, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, maybe coming down onto the right forearm. Just seeing where you're at. And then inhale, slowly coming back up to center. Let's find a twist. Inhale, reach high to the sky. Exhale, bring your left arm behind you, right up along your spine like a kickstand. And then start to move through the twist, bringing the right hand to the outside of the left knee. Now, in your twist, I want you to remember the twist is meant to come from the hip space. So try to I always keep my chin in line with my heart. Proud shoulders in line with the hips, staying here. As you inhale, can you lift up and out of the crown chakra? As you exhale, can you twist from the hips, trying to draw the belly button towards the back of the room? Stay here for one more breath. As you inhale, can you get a little bit higher? As you exhale, can you engage the belly, twist a little bit deeper, strengthening through the lower spine? On your next exhale, release, come back to center. Inhale the hands up overhead. We'll twist over to the other side. Exhale, bring the right hand behind you, right up close to the spine like a kickstand. It's there for support. Now left hand comes to the outer knee. Use that for additional to support as you find your twist. Keeping in mind what I said about shoulders stacked with the hips, perhaps the chin with the heart space. Inhaling to get a little higher through the crown of the head. Exhaling, using the breath, using the momentum to deepen the stretch. One more big inhale here. Exhale, twist just a little bit deeper, and then find your release, slowly coming back to center. Inhale, hands up overhead, engaging through the arms. Exhale, bring your hands behind you, fingertips towards me. And now you lean back into those palms, draw the shoulder blades together, open up through the chest, and let the head just start to fall back. This can be a very vulnerable position. We're opening through our throat chakra space. Maybe imagine any of those masks, those lies we have to tell ourselves, to others. Picture those masks falling off your forehead, dripping backwards, just letting it all go. And now as you inhale, slowly come back up to rise. Bring your hands up overhead, and now exhale, fall forward, just in a humble release. Holding no tension, letting the belly go soft. Taking this moment to tap back in. What is that emotional space you came to class with? Where are you now? Maybe it's taking a few moments, little time to bring yourself into this room, but remembering that presence is the four corners of your mat. Let go of any tension you're holding in the face, the jaw. We tend to clench in the same areas, those same samskaras over and over again. Use this time to know where you clench. So take note next time you're clenching there. Use that as a signal to learn yourself. When you're ready, slowly press into your palms to start to lift yourself up, keeping the connection of the hands with the earth. Use that to move into tabletop pose, stacking the elbows over the wrists, the hips over the knees. Taking just a few moments as we move into this pose, just to find any wiggles through the hips, any rocking through the neck. Taking note here to check in. The full body is awake and engaged. Where are you feeling things? What's lighting up for you? What's calling for you today? Slowly coming back to center, pausing here in stillness as we prepare for cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly. Draw the shoulder blades together. Open through the neck, gaze high. Exhale, cat pose. Press down through the palms. Arch the back, send the gaze to the back of the room. Inhale, cow pose. Drop the belly. Bring the heart space forward. Gaze high. Exhale, cat pose. Pressing through the palms, finding that arch. Can you pull your belly button towards the ceiling? Last time here. Inhale, cow pose. Make sure you're connecting to your breath. Gaze high. Exhale, cat pose. Ground down through the palms. Find that arch. Gaze to the back. As you inhale, come back to center. Shift your weight into your left hand. Inhale, right fingertips high to the sky. Pause here for a moment. Stay here as you ground down through your left palm. Use that energy to pull up through your left arm, through your chest. Reach those right fingertips high to the sky. Exhale, thread your needle. Send the right arm underneath your body. Come down to rest on the head, the neck, the shoulders. Tap in here. Are you holding any extra weight in the back line of your body, in your hips? Can you shift any of that weight forward? In this pose, our head and neck can take it. Now I invite you to flip your right palm down, create that connection between the palm and the earth, and use that connection to try to pull out of the right shoulder, maybe using the finger pads to pull out, just actively reaching through the right shoulder. Once you have that nice, strong connection with your right hand, inhale, lift your left hand high. Find this beautiful open twist. And now as you exhale, bend the left elbow, bringing the left hand either to the right hip crease or just letting it come to rest on the lower back. Once again, thinking about opening up through the chest space, making ourselves open to both give and receive. Option to stay here, or we can add an added balance challenge, extending the left leg long, keeping the toes down, just pointing through that leg. Additional layer, option to use your breath to start to lift that left leg off the mat. Not meant to be an intensive posture, more of a balanced check-in. Where are you today? Being kind, using this as an opportunity for exploration, just to know ourselves. If the leg is raised, I invite you to slowly bring it back down, bending the left knee, bringing it in alignment with the right knee. Bring your left hand to the outside of the left ear, grounding down through that left palm, using the weight to support you as you inhale and unwind, bring those right fingertips high to the sky. Pausing here, can you ground down through the left palm and roll through the wrist, the right wrist on a much deeper level, really getting into the deep layers, the fingers, anything you didn't stretch out before. And now bringing in some arm circles, so full shoulder rotations. Now you'll notice that in the first few rotations, we tend to go into autopilot, just moving the arm in the way that we know how. That's not the purpose of this. Let's use this to get curious, explore, bend the arm, move in all the different angles. Think about your shoulder. It's a ball and socket joint. How can you find all these different rotations here and now? Quite often we get injured or we have pain because our bodies go into a way it hasn't gone into in recently. Use this time to let the body feel these different shapes. On the next breath, ground down through the left palm. Reach the right fingertips as high as you can. Exhale, right hand down to meet the mat. Let's shift out the other side. Shift your weight into your right hand. Inhale, left fingertips high. Taking a moment here to pause, really grounding down through that right hand, using the strength from the earth to reach up as you inhale, get a little bit higher with the left fingertips. Exhale, thread the needle, send the left arm underneath, taking those first few moments to just become secure in this foundation. Setting yourself up for success, making any adjustments you may need. Once again, shifting any weight you may be holding in the back line towards the front, the upper part of the body. With the left hand, maybe explore with flipping the palm, using that connection with the earth to really focus about pulling out of the left shoulder, finding that space. Yoga is all about creating space in the mind, creating space in the body. As you inhale, can you bring the the right arm high to the sky, finding this open twist. And as you exhale, bend the right elbow, reaching for the left hip crease or bringing that back of the right hand to the lower back. From here, I want you once again, think about opening through that right shoulder, drawing it back, opening through that heart space. And then option to extend the right leg long. Just pointing the toe, keeping the toes on the ground, keeping everything nice and rooted. If this is feeling comfortable, then as you inhale, use your breath to start to raise that leg up. Keeping in mind, it's not meant to be an overexertion. Don't lift it as high as you can. Just play with the balance, explore the body, see where you're at today. Also taking note, is the left side the same or different than the right? Many of us are right dominant. Just taking these little learnings, collecting them about ourselves. If your leg is raised, as you exhale, slowly lower it down, bending the right knee, bringing it back in alignment with the left. Slowly unwinding, bringing the right palm down next to your ear, grounding it down, using it to support you as you unwind. Inhale, lift the left fingertips towards the sky. Pausing here to find those really deep wrist rolls going in both directions. And then when you feel good about those, then bringing in the shoulder circles. So remembering they'll be relatively automatic at first, just kind of autopilot going through the motions. And then how can we start to get curious? Really going in different ways, feeling through that joint, really visualizing that ball and socket, understanding the different dimensions and directions the shoulder can go. Grounding down through the palm of the right hand. As you inhale, can you lift a little bit higher through the left fingertips, creating that one nice open twist. Exhale, bring your palm down to the mat. Big toes together, knees out wide. Press back, meet me in child's pose. Taking one big inhale here, one open mouth exhale. Connecting to our breath. Using it as a tool to get to know where we are. On the next inhale, slowly pull yourself up into tabletop pose. We'll be continuing that motion, meeting in downward facing dog, meeting at your own pace, not needing to move too quickly. But once we're in downward dog, then taking a few moments here just to find that motion, maybe adjusting the placement of the hands and the feet, keeping in mind the hands shoulder distance, feet hip width distance. Now, can you create a strong L shape with your hands? Really press down through the through the pointer finger and the thumb. Now, by pressing into the L shapes of your fingers, can you light up the forearms? Use that energy to press up and out of your hands, pressing your chest towards your legs. Option here to bend your legs as much as you need, but I really, really want you to think about chest connection towards the thighs. Then start to straighten the legs, sending the hips nice and high. As we inhale, let's all come up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, drop the heels over towards the right. Let the right heels fall where they may. Feel the stretch through the left line of the side left body. As you inhale, come back up onto the toes. Once again, exhale, let the heels fall over towards the left. Now feel this light up through the right side of the body, maybe pressing the hips a bit higher. Inhale, come back to center, rising high up on the tippy toes. Once again, exhale, let the heels melt down to the mat. Feel the back line of the legs light up. Feel the calves engage. Inhale, send your gaze to the front of the mat. Exhale, step, hop, or jump. Bring your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, find a halfway lift, hands to shins. Now, can you think about a line of energy from the crown of your head through your tailbone? Then making your spine as long as you can. Press your hands into your shins. Press your shins into your hands. Pay attention to the distribution of your weight on the feet. Can you shift your weight forward but still keep the toes lifted? Draw the shoulders back, nice proud chest. Inhale, reach through the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold. Find a ragdoll, opposite hand to opposite elbow. Just start to rock side to side. As you move side to side, I want you to think about the connection of your feet to the mat. Can you put your weight into all four corners of your feet? Be very aware of how that connection feels in this moment. Exhale to release the fingertips down to the mat. And as we inhale, let's slowly rise all the way up, extended mountain, moving slowly with control. We move so fast all day. Now's our time to practice moving slowly. Let's flow through a sun series, connecting our breath to our movement. Inhale, reach as high as we can towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Connect hands to shins. Exhale, plant your palms on the mat. Step back, meet me in high plank. Option to go to down dog or flow through your chaturanga. High to low plank. First one of the day. Inhale, upward dog. Moving slowly with intention. Exhale, press up and back, downward dog. Take one big inhale here. One open mouth exhale. Inhale, send the gaze to the front of the room. Exhale, bring your feet to meet your hands top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, hands up overhead, reach to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Once again, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, flow through your chaturanga, high to low plank. Now we flow through our chaturangas to build focus, to build discipline. How is it feeling as you ease into this familiar posture? Exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. One big inhale here. Big open mouth exhale. Inhale, gaze to the front of the mat. Exhale, step, hop, or jump, feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Sweep the hands up overhead. Engage the belly. Lift the fingertips high. Exhale, let it go. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms on the mat. Step back, flow through your chaturanga, high to low plank, strong arms. Inhale, up dog, proud chest, shoulder blades together. Exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. Take that reset breath. One big inhale, one big exhale. So you inhale, gaze to the front of the mat. Exhale, step, hop, or jump, feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, hands up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Take a few moments here, just settle, feel the effects of that flow. Sometimes in yoga, we'll tend to move just from posture to posture. I love to pause, just see how that felt. Checking back in with that emotional state, where were you at? On your next breath, release your hands down by your side. We'll be moving into chair pose. So bring your feet in a stance that feels best for you, either hip width distance or glued together. Doesn't matter, it's personal preference. Now inhale, chair pose, sink your hips low, send the arms high. Again, take that first few moments. Let's just really connect into this posture. Check in with the feet first. How's the foundation? Where do you feel this? Is there even distribution in all four corners of your feet? Can you lift the toes up? Now peek down. Can you see your toes? If you can't, can you send the booty back just a little bit? We tend to let the knees go forward. We want to create this nice lightning bolt shape where our hips are going back, our fingers are going forward. Keep your lower body still. As you inhale, reach your fingertips towards me. Exhale, airplane arms. Now send the fingers towards the back of the room. Now feel how this changes the distribution in your weight. Your face, your chest, your heart are shining forward. Your fingers and your hips are now back. Keep the lower body where it is. Inhale, chair pose, fingers to the front of the room. Feel this weight energy distribution transfer. Exhale, airplane arms. Feel that once again. Can you shift maybe the weight forward just a little bit? Last time, inhale, chair pose, maybe coming up onto your toes or just whatever that means. We want to stretch the toes. We want to strengthen the toe space. Challenge yourself here. See what that looks like for 3, for 2, for 1. Exhale, drop your heels, forward fold. Find that release. Now spread your feet about hip width distance apart. Find those ragdoll arms, opposite hand to opposite elbow. Now start to sway side to side, maybe bending through the knees, closing down the eyes. This doesn't have to look like anything. It's just a release for you. Now, whenever you're ready, choose a direction that feels good to you and start to create these arm circles. So now start to bring the arms up overhead. We're creating this big journey, lifting the elbows up towards the sky, and then let everything falling over the other side. This beautiful circular fluid motion, creating these circles. Then with the second one, can you make it a little bit bigger? Over exaggerate each motion. On the third one, can you reach out farther to the side? Can you reach as high as you can, getting as big as possible? After about 3 circles, once you're down at that lowest point, letting everything hang, switch it up, switch directions, go the other way. Starting with your most basic circle first. And then using each one to add on, to take the learnings from that first go round. How can we make the next one more meaningful, more impactful? One more circle, this last one, getting as big as you can, really letting even the head fall back. And then letting everything just hang once again down here. Keep the feet where they are. Inhale, slowly lift the hands up overhead, reaching high to the sky. As you exhale, bring your hands together. We'll bring the booty down from Malasana, yogi squat. So just starting to let everything sink down. Option to take a block and place it below your sit bones if that's calling to you. Or to stay here, soles of the feet connected to the mat. Now in this pose, can you connect your elbows to your knees, press your palms together, draw the palms closer towards the chest. Now, can you think about leaning back ever so slightly? Think about stacking the shoulders over the hips. Just see what that little weight transfer does. As you inhale, can you bring your left palm down to the mat, right fingertips high to the sky? This deep stretch. We're stretching deep in our hips. Now we're opening through the chest, the side body. Exhale, bring the right palm down, definitely adding that layer of balance, pressing down into the right palm. Inhale, the left fingertips high. Exhale, left fingertips down. Let's do that once again on each side. Can you get a little bit deeper, a bit more intentional? Inhale, right fingertips high. Use the left hand on the ground to support. Exhale, right fingertips down, ground down through the right palm. Inhale, left fingertips high to the sky. Exhale, left hand down, taking this moment here, maybe rocking side to side. Think about any stagnant energy we're holding in that lower belly, in that hip space. Maybe just rocking, just moving everything, letting everything flow. And then when we're ready, exhaling, removing the block if you need, placing your hands in front, dropping down to our knees, flowing through tabletop if you like, but ultimately meeting me in a downward facing dog. Remembering it's no rush to get there, but be present during your transitions. Don't try to miss anything. Don't try to rush it. Now, as you inhale, can you send your right leg high? Can you, as you exhale, bend through the right knee? Keep your shoulders square down towards the mat, but really open through that right hip space. Let the right leg fall, or the right foot fall down towards that glute. And now start to find some hip circles. Think about drawing a circle with your knee, moving through the different layers of the hip joint, just like we did with the shoulder. The hip, we usually just go forward. How can you really dig deep? Maybe if your knee's going in one circle direction, go the opposite way. Can you ground down through your hands? Use the strength of your forearms to really deepen the hip stretch, full body. Now inhale, point the right toes, send that right leg long. Exhale, step through, low lunge. Untuck the back toes, drop the left knee. Inhale, low crescent pose. Bring your shoulders over your hips, fingertips towards the sky. Now here in low crescent, I used to like to put my knee forward and sink my hip forward. We'll get there. In low crescent, what you think about a 90-degree angle in the front leg. Now draw your right heel back towards you. Now push your left knee forward. So you're creating this central line of energy. Can you use that contraction to bring your belly up, get a little bit taller as you inhale up, fingers to the sky. Exhale, bring both hands down inside of your right foot, maybe heel toe the right foot to the outer edge. Inhale, look up towards me, puff up the chest. Exhale, sink down in your runner's lunge. Coming down on the hands or to the forearms, you can use a block here too. But I want you to find a release through the upper body. Let go of any tension from the belly button up. Just let the head and neck fall. And now shift your attention to your right hip. Try to find that edge. So in yoga, I like to think of an edge as about 70%. We don't want you going too deep, but maybe can you press it a little bit deeper? Listen to your right hip. What does it need right now? Now, as you inhale, slowly start to push up through your palms. Start to straighten the right leg as you shift your weight back, meeting me in a half split. Flexing through the toes. Can you draw your toes towards your forehead? Once again, inhale, look up towards me. And as you exhale, can you let the chest, the heart space fall down towards the knee? Sometimes we have a tendency to round the spine, bringing the forehead down. I want you to think about a nice long spine, heart to the knee. Now let's create a dynamic motion. As you inhale, shift your weight forward, going back into that runner's lunge. Now really letting the left hip sink forward. As you exhale, straighten through the right leg, flexing through the toes, finding length through the hamstring. Once again, inhale, shift forward, moving into your runner's lunge. Exhale, straightening through the right leg, flexing the toes towards the forehead. Last time, as you shift forward, meet me in an open twist. Plant your left palm on the mat, right fingertips high. Option here to untuck the back left toe, straightening through the left leg. If you have your back leg raised, I want you to think about drawing your left heel down towards the mat, finding length through the back leg. Option to stay here in your open twist or move into a side plank, bringing the right foot on top of the left. Remembering it doesn't have to look like anything. The journey is part of the experience, but just ultimately finding your body in a side plank. You can drop the left knee or raise the right leg. We're only here for a moment, just taking time in whatever shape you're in. Just accepting that's where you are today. With your side plank, again, can you think about yourself opening up, finding that freedom, this release? As you inhale, can you press the hips a little bit higher? Exhale, bring the right palm down, meet me in high plank, and now flow through your chaturanga. High to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, using that breath. Exhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. Let's flow through the other side. Now inhale the left leg high. Find that bend in your left knee. And then just think about stillness for a moment here. Just opening through the hips, squaring the shoulders down, pressing into the palms, using that energy to lift the back hip up and out, putting that left knee nice and high. Now you can settle into this open hip. Start to find those hip circles. Think about drawing a circle with the knee, first one direction and then the other. Really engaging with the glute. Can you really flex those muscles to get deep, deep, deep into the layers of the hip joints? Again, preventing preventing injury from slips or falls. On the next inhale, ground down through the hands. Point the left toe high and long. Exhale, step through low lunge. Bring the left foot in between the hands. Untuck the back toes. Drop the right knee. As you inhale, come up into low crescent. So again, think about that 90-degree angle in the front leg. Fingers high, belly engaged, and then drawing the left heel in towards the center line of the body. Drawing the right knee towards the front line, using that energy, pulling it up through your core, and then reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, bring both hands down inside the front left foot as we prepare for runner's lunge, maybe heel toeing the left foot to the outside of the mat. Inhale, look up towards me, that nice proud chest, and then exhale, slowly lower down. Think about just letting the upper body go. So it's a little, if you really get into this, it's a little tough, right? You're letting go through the head, the neck, the chest. And now we're really opening through the hip. Where our focus goes is where our energy flows. So can you really think about the left hip? What does it need right now? On your next inhale, come back to the palms. Start to slowly press yourself up. Start to straighten through the left leg as we shift back into high splits. Taking that moment here, again, find your balance. Ground down through the front heel. Inhale, look up towards me. Nice long spine. Exhale, let the heart fall down towards the knee. Gaze towards me. Perhaps drawing the front toes towards the forehead, deepening through that hamstring stretch. And then as you're ready, as you inhale, slowly shifting the weight forward, creating that dynamic motion, that movement as we inhale, coming forward, drawing the right hip forward. Exhale, straighten through the left leg, lengthening through the back line of the left side. And then shifting forward again as we inhale, runner's lunge, proud chest, looking high to the sky. Exhale, straightening through the left leg, curling the toes towards the forehead. Last time here as you inhale, shift forward. Placing our right hand down as we open twist towards the left fingertips towards the sky. Taking a few moments here just to feel into this, creating sturdiness in your foundation, maybe untucking the right toes, lifting the right knee up and off the mat, creating length in the back right leg. Draw your right heel towards the mat to create length. Engage the belly as you inhale to create length through the fingers. Ground down through your right palm. You can either stay here in your open twist or use that to begin your journey moving into side plank, bringing your left foot on top of the right. Now in this completely open position, so right palm is down, left foot on top of right. Our hips are open, our chest is open, we're exposed, we're presenting ourselves. What is this energy we want to share with the world, with each other? As you inhale, can you push your hips a little bit higher? Exhale, bring the left hand down, ground down in your high plank and flow through your chaturanga, high to low. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Once we're in our down dog, let's take a beautiful reset breath. Love to go through a quick balancing exercise with you all. Inhale, send your gaze to the front of the room. Exhale, step, hop, or jump. Bring your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Be intentional. Where's your weight in your feet at? Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Sweep the hands up overhead. Bring your hands together for a steeple grip. Ground down through both feet. Inhale, reach up and out of your arms. Exhale, side bend to the left. So again, just think about going as deep as you can, as you need, sending the gaze high. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, side bend to the other way. Again, moving slowly into this. Seeing where that depth is. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, cactus the arms. Push the hips forward. Send the gaze to the back. Find this beautiful back bend. By pushing the hips forward, can you contract through the lower spine, strengthening through those muscles? Inhale, hands back up to center. Exhale, sink the hips down, chair pose. So moving into that chair pose right away, can you feel the hips light up? Inhale, fingertips towards me. Exhale, open twist to the right. Draw the right palm back. Hips square towards the front of the room, twisting from the hips. Beautiful adjustment, Bailey. Finding length through the fingertips as we exhale. Inhale, shift your weight into your right foot, standing half staff. Bring the left leg high. Take a moment here, ground down through the right foot. Find that strength, that sturdiness in your foundation. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, standing figure four. Bring your left foot over your right knee, palms to heart center. Now, once you're feeling stable and steady in that right leg, then start to sink down. Finding that chair pose legs. Think about engaging the belly, sending the booty back, pressing the palms together. If you're struggling with your balance, I want you to think about three things. Find your drishti point, your point of focus. Then engage your core, nice strong belly. Finally, find your breath. See if you can sink a little bit lower. Remembering yoga teaches us to stay in these moments of discomfort. Inhale, slowly come out. Bring that left foot down. Reach the hands to the sky. Shake it out. Take any little motions you need. We'll do that on the other side. Inhale, both hands up overhead. Exhale, sink down, chair pose. So getting nice and sturdy in the foundation, always starting with the feet. Inhaling, reaching towards me. Exhale, open twist to the left. Draw the left hand back. Hips towards me, chest open and proud to the side. So we're always twisting from the hips. Can you sink just a little bit lower? And as you inhale, shift your weight into your left foot. Bring your right leg high, standing half staff on the right side. Ground down through your left foot. Make sure that left foot is nice and steady. And then let the right leg come up over the left knee. Reaching high through the fingertips to inhale. Exhale, slowly begin the journey of sinking down. First, the hands together. Grounding down through that standing foot and then sinking low into the hips. Always taking note, left side, is it the same or different than the right? For many years, I could only do things on my right side. I had to work to retrain. Just see where you are now. Where's that point of focus? Can you find your drishti? Can you engage the belly? Is the energy in the center line of your core? And then can you use your breath to make that control, to make that focus? Here for one more round of breath. Big inhale. Exhale, can you sink a little lower? And then inhale, slowly coming up, coming all the way out of it, bringing the right leg high and then slowly lowering down. Beautiful work, everyone. We'll have a little bit of fun in class and then we'll move into some stretching. Bring the feet wide. Inhale, the hands up overhead. Exhale, we'll sink down into Malasana once again. Keep the block nearby, but we'll be moving right into crow pose. So for crow pose, you place your hands in front of you. And when I say crow pose, it's whatever crow pose looks like for you. Connect your legs to your upper arms. There's two variations. We can either put our knees right into our armpits. That's the hardest one. The secondary one is a variation where the knees kind of poke out to the side a little bit. This gives you a bit more leverage. Now, make sure the legs are firmly connected with the upper arms. Really press into that while the toes and the hands are still here on the mat. Keep your gaze forward. And then just slowly start to practice with picking the toes up, just shifting the weight forward. Just starting to become familiar with what that kind of feeling is. Just starting to play around with it. Maybe it's just doing this little rocks, or you can stay stationary and try picking up one toe at a time. Different ways in, but just becoming familiar in this shape, exploring your body, having fun with it. For anybody who can do any of these poses, there was a time for all of us when we couldn't do those poses. So it's all just about building up to it, taking the time and the practice, having a little bit of fun with it. And really, these moments in class are when I ask you to be the most present. Beautiful focus, beautiful exploration, everyone. We'll be here for about 1 more minute, taking whatever it is that you need. When you're ready, I invite you to meet me in child's pose. And as you move into child's pose, I ask that you really connect your forehead with the mat. By making this connection, I want you to think about tuning into that third eye center. I had a couple conversations this morning, and they all tapped into this idea of what is that voice that we're listening to in our head. We hear these voices all of the time, but how can we make sure the voices that we're hearing are coming from ourselves, from our own hearts, not ones that we're conditioned to hear? So as you go out through your day today, can you act from this place of trying to act from your center, of listening to this third eye, this intuition, letting that be your guide? Press down into your palms. Use that connection to pull yourself back up into tabletop. We'll bend our ankles, come down onto a seat. Put your feet onto the mat, creating connection between the soles of the feet and the mat, like grip behind the back of the legs for boat pose. For boat pose, let's inhale, draw the shoulder blades together, proud chest, long spine, one long line of energy from the crown to the root. Now you'll slowly start to hinge back until you hit that point where the C curve kicks in. You'll know when all of a sudden you do that. Find the point, your lowest point where you can keep a straight spine before that kicks in, and then let's stay there for a moment. Option to stay here in stillness. Option to bring both hands off. Option to lift one or both feet. Again, maybe you just play around with it for right now. It's your practice. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. Can you use your breath to control? Can you find that drishti focus? Can you tune out all voices beside your own telling you you're strong and that you can do this? In this pose, can you inhale as much as you can? As you exhale, slowly lower down, coming onto your backs with control, with focus. And then slowly letting everything go. Take one big inhale, lift up the belly. One big exhale. Feel that release. Inhale, bring your right leg into your chest. Hug the right knee in. Just pause here for a moment. Flex and bend through the toes. Roll through the ankle. Those last creaks. And now as you inhale, let the right knee fall open to the side. Maybe bring your left hand to the left hip. Really ground down through the left side and just open through the right hip space. Release any tension in the shoulders. Release any tension in the jaw, the face. Take one big inhale, and as you exhale, supine twist. Let the right knee come up and over the body. Let the right knee fall where it may. Think about stacking your right hip over your left. And then the most important piece, glue your shoulders to the mat. By gluing your shoulders to the mat, we're creating the twist from the spine. Option to spread your arms wide or cactus them. Send your gaze over your right shoulder, deep in the stretch through the neck. Create that beautiful S shape. Now, this is the part of class where my mind tends to wander. I know we're on the back end. The door and the day are just on the other side. How can you be mentally strong? How can you stay here? As you inhale, can you draw the right knee in one last time? This familiar pose here, but just now in a moment of gratitude, giving it a hug, thanking it for the practice. Exhale, sending your right leg long. Inhale, draw the left knee in. Take that moment here. Again, just adjusting through the hip, rolling through the ankle, flexing through the toes. As you inhale, can you draw your left knee out to the side? Bring your right hand to your right hip. Keep that right hip grounded and open through the hip space. Keeping in mind what I was talking about earlier in class, all of that stagnant energy gets stored in our sacral region, in our hips, in our belly. But that's where digestion happens so much. How can you release any stagnant energy now? Take one big inhale, exhale, supine twist, draw the left leg up and over. Think about stacking through the hips. Let the left knee fall to the side. Now, once you're feeling nice and released in the bottom half of your body, can you adjust? Make sure your shoulder blades are glued to the mat. Sending all of the direction, all the focus to the lower back. Spreading your arms into a T or finding a cactus shape, sending your gaze over the left side. One last time, just the idea of using this practice, using this posture to let go of anything no longer serving you. We carry so much with us. We grip. What can you just let go of here? Make an active decision. On your next breath, slowly unwind. Bring that knee in one more time. Give it that last little hug. Now bring both knees in. Find a light grip on the outer edges of your feet for happy baby. Rocking the lower spine on the mat, telling the brain that we're safe. And just being present here in this childlike moment. Take one big inhale. Think about drawing the knees in towards the armpits. And then as you exhale, just find a nice release into your Shavasana. Staying here for the next few moments. Just tuning into that place where you are. Think about that state you started class with. Think about the state you're in now. Slowly use your breath to just start to let go, to release any thoughts. Just be here, be present. I invite you just to start to bring yourself back to the room, back to the space. Remembering that as we come out of Shavasana, it is a gift. We get to be choiceful in those first thoughts that enter our consciousness. So unlike when you wake up, when everything just floods in, we have no control. Now, how can you be mindful? How can you be purposeful? Making sure those voices are your own, making sure those voices are kind, starting to find little wiggles in the fingers, little wiggles in the toes. Maybe rocking the head side to side, feeling the weight, the heaviness of our head, our neck on the mat. Now, as you inhale, can you send the arms up overhead, that good morning stretch, just like we did at the beginning of class, reaching out through the fingertips, out through the toes. As you exhale, start to draw yourself into a ball, bringing everything in. Using that ball shape to start to roll yourself up. We'll meet in a seated position, just like we started class, but with no block. So now we have our sit bones, our roots connected to the earth. Really feel that support beneath you. Inhale, bring our hands up overhead, palms together to touch. Listen to my words. Bring your hands together at your third eye center. Pause here. I wish that each of you walk through this day with clear and present thoughts. Bring your hands down to your lips. Pause there. May you each speak true and honest words. Hands down to your heart. And may you all love with an open and willing heart. And with that, I bow down to each of you in gratitude. Namaste. Thank you all for this wonderful opportunity to practice together. I know it was kind of unexpected on all ends, but it was such a joy for me to get in here and spend this time with you all. So I'm Kate once again. You'll see me at the front desk. I'll be teaching here in May at 7:30 in the mornings. So more to come from that, but have a great day, everyone. I'll see you later.